Wow. Surprise new song from Billie. What? This is mad. But hey, look at all the money we made off of me. Hello, welcome to this video. My name's Dan, aka Lucent. I'm a singer-songwriter, music producer person. And today I'm going to be catching up on a bunch of new songs from the last couple of months that you guys have told me to listen to. Let's do it, yeah! Yes, I put the question up on the YouTube community post to ask you guys for songs that have come out recently that I should react to. There was a lot of requests and I've picked 5 different songs that are kind of big ones that I feel like need reacting to. So we've got a bit of Kesha, a bit of Florence, a bit of Rosalia. So yes, thank you so much to everyone who commented and who dictated which songs were going to be in this video. Just to say that I will also be reacting to Billie Eilish's new song in this video. She put this, like, a new song out after I filmed this video, before I finished the edit, so I've decided to record it and put it in as well. So make sure to stick around after the Kesha reaction to see my Billie Eilish reaction too. Did you listen to that song in the intro? Yeah, did you like that? Because that's my song. That's my song, Criminal. If you want to check it out, the link's in the description. The link is up on the screen if you want to watch the lyric video as well. Please support me and my music. Got new stuff coming out this summer. And if you're new to the channel, this is your first video, then make sure to subscribe for new reactions all the time. Mostly on Fridays. Okay, so the first song we're going to go to today is one I've been desperate to listen to, but I've been saving it for a video. That is the new Florence and the Machine song. This is Mermaids. If you haven't checked out my reaction to Dance Fever, then make sure to check it out. The link is wherever. It's on my channel as well. Cool, like underwater sounding horns. Ugh. Wow. Yes, Florence. Oh, I love the different layers of her voice there. It sounds like there's a group of these sirens, like sat on the rock, you know, calling people to their doom. It feels like a kind of marching to your death kind of feel, in just like the way the drums are set up. Oh, cool. Oh, wow, this is not what I expected. Interesting effects in her voice too. Striding glorious and coatless in the rain. Wow. Somewhat out of place, if not for I remember falling through these streets somewhere out of place. Not of regret, but of missing that. Yeah. Oblivion. I'm missing that cheerful oblivion. Wow. God, this like era of Florence, the lyrics are harsh, but brilliant. Hugging girls that smell like Britney Spears and coconuts. Hugging girls that smell like Britney Spears and coconuts. Oh. Oh, amazing. It's like that light is a spotlight. Never been so in love. It's giving me that, like, yeah, that cheerful oblivion, like living in the moment, but you're oblivious to the darkness, you know? It's like you're dancing towards your death. Oh, it fits in with Dance Fever, I get it. To sacrifice a human heart. Haven't seen nothing till you've seen an English girl dream. Oh my god. Yeah. Wow. You haven't seen anything until you've seen an English girl drink. Well. God, like, Florence is like out here really just the zingers, like the one-line zingers. She's just going there. It's amazing. And it's got such a strange feel to it, this song. Ooh, what's the ending? It's like a Jaws-esque feeling to it, isn't there? Very cool. That last bit was giving me very Jaws, like the dynamic, the and the like the horns and stuff. That was a really, really interesting kind of song from her. The levels of those kind of dredgy, drunken kind of horns that were really kind of sloppy and like underneath like a filter, so it's kind of this underwater feel. But then for them to kind of be part of this like marching dance was so strange, but really gave it this real kind of ethereal quality, which goes with this like storyline of like the mermaids being like all the like degenerates, including myself, I'm including Florence, all of us going to the shore to like dance in the spotlight of the lighthouse, you know. There's like, but like the kind of darkness within it, I think reflects like so much of how Florence sees that lifestyle now, and how much like the drug party culture really damaged her, and how she is now telling a story of this like what was once like, you know, ceremonials-esque like glamour and glitz and like drama, and is now like something that she sees as like has like such a dark side to it. I really like the idea of using the mermaids as like that metaphor, because mermaids are beautiful until you see their dark side. So I think that's like such a, actually that's so apt actually when you think about all these mermaid people who are actually the people going and getting drunk. They're all glammed up and they're all beautiful, but then there's that darkness of getting drunk and losing control, you know? And this whole idea of like tempting sailors towards them. There's like, it's like really kind of picking apart, I think, that kind of like club culture and the darkness within it, and like why we go to clubs, you know, to try and pick up guys, but the darkness and the scariness that lies underneath kind of the, you know, that side of our culture, especially in the UK. Like drinking is like so ingrained in our culture. Any British person who like went to university kind of experienced binge drink culture in a way, even if you didn't get involved, because like for instance, like my sister doesn't drink alcohol at all, and she always feels like she's like pulling people down by not drinking. Like it's always like there's something wrong with you if you're not drinking, you know? And like most of us just go with it and have these like crazy boozy years where we lose control. And it's like such a thing. It's such a thing that we all have done, you know, like our whole generation of. And so I can kind of see where Florence is really coming from. She's kind of picking that apart, and actually now on the other side of it, she can be like, this is dark. This is like binge culture is not good. I'm extrapolating a lot considering I haven't even looked at the lyrics. It's just that line, cheerful oblivion. She is so good at distilling like complex concepts into like single lines that have so much to them, you know. Cheerful oblivion. It's like oxymoronic, and in that kind of space, being completely oblivious to what's going on, getting so drunk, but like lost in the cheerful, like dancing until you're dead, you know. You're cheerful until you hit the oblivion, you know. It really does tie in with Dance Fever. I can understand why she wanted to fit this on the album, even though it's like randomly one song a year later, but like thematically perfect. Like I thought I was hungry for love, maybe I was just hungry for blood. So that's kind of the thing, like going out and dancing in the club, you kind of think you're going out to try and find love, but you never really do. You know, that's not really how it works. And actually, usually it's just, maybe you're just going for the drama, for the highs and lows of the chase, you know. Your prairie ghost, I'm a cottage whore. The girls glitter, striding glorious and coatless in the rain. So that's something that is an image of British culture that we have of this, of like seeing girls going out in really high heels and short dresses in the rain, in the cold, and going out clubbing with like no clothes on. It's like something that everybody talks about, you know. Somewhat out of place, if not for the drunkenness. It makes my chest hurt to think of it. So she's looking back and kind of not regretting it, she's saying, but she's missing the cheerful oblivion, where actually there's a sense of like, I don't give a shit. Completely letting go. It was not all pain and pavement slick with rain and shining under lights from shitty clubs and doing shitty drugs and hugging girls that smell like Britney Spears and coconuts. It's like, it's mad, isn't it? It's so strange, but like really visceral, you know, bringing up that kind of club thing. With your mermaid hair and your teeth so sharp, you crawled from the sea to break that sailor's heart. You only get one night upon the shore, so dance like you've never danced before. It's so clever that she's tying in this mermaid siren story, luring people to their deaths, but the shore is the dance floor and the light is the beam over the sea. I just love all the levels to this. This is so clever. When I saw that she'd done a song called Mermaids, I thought maybe it would be like a folktale kind of song. And the world is so much wilder than you think. You haven't seen nothing till you've seen an English girl drink. Lyrically, just so detailed, so clever, so nuanced. Like, I just love the like Florence in what she's like about 12-13 years into her career. She's really like developing her lyrical nuance and her storytelling, and I love to see it. Like, I really saw it throughout Dance Fever, and this is just another brilliant example of that. Yeah, fabulous. Florence, Florence, I love... Oh, it's here, look. So good. Okay, let's do the new Rosalia song, Beso, with Rauw, Alejandro, and Rosalia. That sounds like a harpsichord or something, doesn't it? Like... Her voice is very crisp over that, isn't it? Beautiful. This is beautiful. Nice. Now we've got a bit more of the reggaeton rhythm starting to come in. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Fab. I love that. That was like such an interesting way to bring in the two different singers, with each with their own, like, half of the song almost, you know? Yeah. I'm really enjoying this. It's quite a simple production, but it works so effectively because they've almost got like two halves of the sound and they're splitting them up in different ways. And to be honest, anything that Rosalia puts her voice on, well, I mean, it's her artistry really. It's just something just so enticing about it. It's beautiful. Oh, this is so cool. I'm really enjoying like Rosalia's kind of string of like almost like singles. I love that she's in this kind of era of just bits and bobs. The artistry is she's just taking it as it comes, you know? Yeah, really enjoyed that. Lie Like You Love Me has been one of my like top played songs of the year, and I'm loving that she's still kind of just putting things out that belong in their own little projects. Like there's this 3-song EP style thing with this other singer, and they've just put this one thing together, and that's what it is, and it's going to be out as that. You know, there's no need to kind of force an album in that concept. It just feels like it's kind of post-streaming era music release, you know? Things are as long as they need to be. I think that's something that I'm really starting to kind of key into with my music, is like not trying to force everything into like album length. Like I'm writing an album at the moment that I'm just calling a mini album because it is 4 songs in an introduction. You could call it an EP, but it's like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like an EP. It just happens to be that long. But if I were to try to extend it to a full album concept, I don't think it would work. I think it would have a lot of bloat to it. That's what I'm really getting from Rosalia this year after Motomami, is like, I have these other ideas for songs, but they don't need to be loosely strung together within an album format. I can just release them whenever they are ready. Onto the song. Yeah, what I loved about that production was that beginning section, like how it had that kind of, don't know whether it was just whether it was a harpsichord or just an slightly out of tune piano, but it was just her with that sound. It kind of built up and like went into his verse, which was just the reggaeton. It was the top line bit went first, the bottom line bit went second, and then it all kind of evolved into joining in together afterwards. It just felt like such a kind of like natural kind of way to like piece together the different parts of this song and actually show off both singers equally. Oh, it's really cool, and I love hearing Rosalia's voice over that because she's just got such a beauty even when she's not singing big legato stuff. Like it really works so nicely over some of these like dirtier sounds. Like, oh my god, it's just, I love it. I need another kiss, one of those that you give me. Being away from you is hell, being close to you is my peace. Don't leave me alone. Where are you going? Where are you going? Okay. So there's like, she's really needy in that, saying I need to be with you as much as I possibly can. I need to be with you. And then it's like, where are you going? Why are you leaving me? Maybe this person's only leaving just to go out the door, but she's feeling extremely needy in this moment, you know. When you dance for me, you give it your all. When we're alone, everything goes. You're the infinite exponent that, oh, I love that. The moon is too small for you. And even though I'm far away, you are the closest person to me. And there was life before, I must have drunk from your waters, I was destined to meet you. So these pair of characters within this song are so in love that even when they're apart, they're like pining for one another. And he's kind of saying all this beautiful, whimsical, romantic stuff almost to like reassure her, you know, that she'll be all right until he gets back. I love the poetry and the romance. Even in the English translation, it sounds really poetic. Yeah, like the infinite exponent, like, I'm going to steal that in English. And you dance the way a god would move when dancing, and you kiss like you've always known how to kiss and nobody had to teach you. There's a real heightened feeling of like being attached to this person, like I can't live without you. So many nice levels to that. I really like it. Let's go on to the next one that was suggested. So Jessie Ware. I haven't actually heard that much of Jessie Ware's disco revival stuff, but people were saying I should listen to Begin Again, so let's do that. It never like really grabbed me, and the disco revival stuff, I don't know, maybe not in the right place to kind of receive it at that time. So, but anyway, loads of people have been saying to me that her new album's fabulous. So if you guys really want me to react to the whole album, I'll see what I can do. But make sure to let me know in the comments if you want to see that album reaction. Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay. Big gang vocal stuff. Interesting. This is quite cool. It's got a real retro feeling to it. It's like Age of Aquarius, isn't it? It's got that feel to it. That's the reference. Yeah, it's very 70s, isn't it? Nice. It's such an interesting direction for her career, but her voice works so well over the disco stuff. Ooh, nice. Nice. I love really enjoying it sonically, because it's not straight disco, really. You can certainly hear the disco references, but there's something in the rhythm, something in the low textural stuff that's really quite modern. Nice. Nice. This is fun. This is really fun.
Where are you? Where am I? Like I've been looking for a reason or a sign to cover all my dreams, through machines.
Why does all the purest love get filtered through machines? Okay. I'm really enjoying the kind of sense of groove to this, but with these like long, like really legato vocals. It's like she's found another niche, you know? It really suits her style. Begin Again. I guess there's some sort of like post-pandemic, like trying to start from scratch, get back to the joy that we had before, maybe that's just my reference to Jessie Ware because I listened to a lot of her podcasts during lockdown. Nice. Yeah, I love this like slow build. Yeah, this is cool. I really like this. Again. It's like there's a sense of like trying to return to what's important, you know? Yeah. Cool. I like that. It's really fun. Like such a good groove. When I think of disco revival, I start kind of thinking it's going to get a bit like sparkly, a bit maybe a little bit kind of regressive. But you know what I mean? Like the original disco was like musky and like groovy and sweaty and had like a sense of that kind of glam to it, but it had like these kind of like more of a drama and like, whereas now like post disco, looking back at disco and picking up the bits you like, it doesn't feel quite as deep. It feels a bit more shallow, but that did not feel shallow at all. It felt like she's definitely referencing certain disco tropes. Like it did give me like Age of Aquarius type vibes. It's the gang vocal, that's what it is, right? But the way that it sounds is much more modern. You know, there's much more kind of stuff going on within the groove that is kind of not very crystalline clear. It's kind of murky, which is very surprising. When I think of Jessie Ware, that's not what I think of, but I really enjoy that. And it kind of does give you a sense of that murkiness on the dance floor, you know, that sound. Yeah, I enjoyed that. And her voice is so beautiful. I've always really loved her voice, and I like that she's managed to carve her own career through pop, even with a voice that sounds best when you're singing long notes, which isn't really very easy to do. You know, maybe Florence has done it, Lana's done it. Do you know what I mean? But not many. So yeah, good on you, Jessie Ware. Going to podcasts and then using that success to then launch a second wave of singing careers. Pretty fab. Okay. I work all night, I do my thing, just killing time and need a friend. Is this my life, beginning or end? Can I start again? Can we start again? So it feels like she's working hard, trying to get herself back on track, but she's just treading water, and it's like she's not really enjoying life. She's just living. There's a new moon on the rise. Turn the tide, turn the tide. I've been walking a thin line between the earth and the sky. Why do my realities take all over my dreams? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, take over all my dreams. Why does all the purest love get filtered through machines? I think she's really commenting on like where our culture's kind of got to in terms of like, you need to work to live, you know? Even when it's like you're trying to profess your love to somebody, it's like, oh, I'll just get an app to send them a birthday card. All of that, those kind of love gestures are now getting filtered through our apps and are suddenly far less personal. And like, she's trying to turn back the time to disco when everybody was in the same room and you were all like confessing your love to one another on the dance floor. I think that's kind of what she's saying, you know? Yeah, so it's like the real life overtaking the dream and the love of life, trying to begin again, trying to like wipe the slate clean and start looking at what's important to her, I think. That first step seems to be the pure enjoyment of disco, because disco is all about getting on that dance floor and just feeling it and not giving a shit about anything else, you know? And I think that's the escapism. That's what she's trying to like bring back into her real life, you know? Before we go to the final couple of songs, here's a quick shout out to my patrons. If you want to join me over in the Patreon community, you can. The link is in the description and the link is on the top comment. Getting your name in the video is just one of the things you'll get. You can also becoming part of the Discord community, so you get access to the place where we're all chatting about music and sharing music, and you get to like talk to me directly. And the next tier up, you get your videos unedited, so you can listen to the full song, not have any cuts. And then the next few tiers are actually for song requests. So if there's anything specifically you want me to react to, if it's a song, an artist, or a full album, you can go up in the tiers and actually request that from me as well. Support me on Patreon, links in the description. Right, Kesha's new songs I've been told I have to listen to. First, we're going to listen to Fine Line. Let's go.
There's a fine line.
Okay, very close, very compressed. She's right in your ear.
This is where you fuckers pushed me.
Shit. Okay.
Doctors and lawyers cut the tongue out of my mouth.
Okay.
Bigger than Jesus, or better off dead. There's a fine.
Okay, so she's assessing her own mind.
Sick of walking that fine line.
I'm kind of waiting for it to kick in though. She's sick of walking the fine line, yeah. Wow, okay. Interesting production. It's very, very, very close, isn't it? You know?
Goddamn sick of fighting. That'll be the cross I'll die on.
She keeps on comparing herself to Jesus, which is an interesting analogy, but I think it talks about the kind of maybe the height of her ego.
Tell me a joke, you have no fucking idea. Trust me, you'll never know. My whole life I've
There's some zingers in here, shit. Sick of walking the fine line, so she needs a change, right?
been pretending for you.
Yeah. Ooh, not what I was expecting from Hook. Much more experimental, this song, than I was expecting it to be. Very strange. I like it though. It's like a very interesting world. Very like heightened, very saturated, very like alien sounding.
Between letting go and giving up, being stupid as fuck. And what's just exploiting the pain. Hey, look at all the money we made off me.
But hey, look at all the money we made off me. Oh my god. Right, we're gonna go into that one next. But oh wow, that has some real zingers. Like, it's giving me very post-fame, real kind of dark, twisted. Like, I'm assessing my own ego and I'm realising there's a lot of fucked up shit going on in my head still. She's kind of run the gamut in her career, you know. She's had, like, crazy success and then had, like, this, obviously, the awful situation with Dr. Luke, which was then blown up in the media and became this whole thing that was even bigger than her, part of this whole huge movement that was even bigger than her. So it's kind of a success in one way, but in terms of her personal life, it's almost like she's been put through the ringer on so many occasions, and it's like, okay, so what's left? I think that's kind of why it's very intriguing, and why I think she's positioned this song as quite so kind of strange And like the album cover with the bag over her head, this whole idea of the gag order, you know, about her not really being able to say the truth. Maybe she's going to start revealing like exactly what the truth was in that situation. You know, as much as like the album with Praying on it, that album was like a healing moment for her. It was like exalting the demons, you know. I feel like this one, it's going to be like, I'm getting a vibe that it's going to be like, what the fuck next? You know, the come down, you know, very intriguing, I must say. And I like this kind of idea that this fine line is like a very fine line between being kind of completely manic and being okay, and it's like she's walking that, and it sounds like she's walking that throughout the song, the way she's performing it and the way that it's all kind of like very experimental and gets very strange. Like it feels like we're walking that line with her, you know. There's a fine line I've been walking, and trying to balance is exhausting. This is where you fuckers pushed me. Don't be surprised if shit gets ugly. Okay, shit. This is where I've got to because of the industry, because of what happened to me. All the doctors and lawyers cut the tongue out of my mouth. I've been hiding my anger, but bitch, look at me now. So throughout all this, it was like the people around her were saying, nope, you need to hold this in, you know, you need to like, for your own sake, whatever, for your own career, whatever. But now she's like, I'm ready to actually kind of like tear that all off, you know. Top of the mountain with a gun to my head. Am I bigger than Jesus or better off dead? Fucking hell. There's a fine line between genius and crazy. There's a fine line between broken and breaking. Oh my God. Spent my whole life trying to change what they're saying about me, sick of walking that fine line. So it's like she spent her whole life trying to control what people think about her and trying to like course correct and trying to minimize the damage and not speaking to try and kind of like not make it worse or whatever, try and control what's going on. But she's at the point where she just can't keep playing that game. She can't keep ahead of the tabloids. She can't keep ahead of the online drama and the fucking bullshit stuff that she's had to go through. She's like, no, this is my time to actually let that anger out. Fuck it, I'm gonna go. Yeah, and you can sense that from the gag order or like of the album being like all the things she's not been allowed to say for so long being really revealed on this album. So there's something very volatile really about this song. Like all those things, genius and crazy, broken and breaking, it's like right there on the line. It's actually so clever because this concept of this fine line is really revealed with all these different like lyrics and the way that you can sense that she feels, you know. It's very visceral. Fine line between selling out and being bought. Oh my God. Fine line between famous and being forgot. Yeah. It's time I'm coming down off the cross. Sick of walking that fine line. I feel safest in the silence. And I'm goddamn sick of fighting. There's a lot of comparisons to Jesus and a lot of comparisons to God as well, which is interesting. And God, some things should be forgiven. Guess what? I'm sick of pretending for you. So it's almost like she's up to this point is like pretending that she's been able to forgive the people who have abused her in the past. And she's like, actually, know what? You know what? I'm not going to do that anymore. This life was never mine. I can't keep wasting time. So she feels like she's been trapped in this loop and she's just got to find a way to get back to living her own life for her. Extremely powerful, actually, especially like since we all kind of know the context of what happened, you know. And this last line, the fine line between what's entertaining and what's just exploiting the pain. But hey, look at all the money we made off of me. That is just fucking hell. That is heavy shit. And maybe she's actually looking back at the previous album and thinking, was this another way to just make money? You know, it's like in the 1975, that lyric, mining all the parts of me I think I can sell, you know. Oh my God, fuck. Let's go on to Eat the Acid. So this is like the main single, I think. This is the one with the music video and stuff. So let's do it.
They don't wanna be changed like it changed me.
They don't want to be changed, I could change me.
Dodging gods I didn't want.
Okay.
Used to being lost.
I've gotten used to being lost.
You said don't ever eat the acid.
If you don't want to ever be changed like it changed me.
Last night I saw.
Okay. I'm not sure where this song is going yet. Wow.
I swear to God, I close my eyes.
These songs are really interesting because they don't ever quite take off. They're much more kind of seething, aren't they?
But all the edges got so jagged now, everything
I wonder what the acid's representing. Like, it's almost like maybe the acid is like, you know, we're gonna make you famous, you know.
Last night I talked.
Last night I saw it all. Wow. Wow. This is not what I thought the song was going to be at all. This is fucking cool.
I am the one that I've been fighting the whole time.
It sounds so raw. This is mad. This is super experimental. Doesn't have much in terms of drums, in terms of pop sensibility. It's much more like a thought piece. We're finally getting some drums. Yeah. So there's some sort of revelation in the night. Sounds like it's going somewhere at the end of the song. Wow. Wow. Okay, that was not what I was expecting. That was so bizarre, so experimental. I love the production in the way that it's like this glitch, you know, like you've got heavy amounts of distortion that really start to build up by the end there. You had like that whole middle section that like took everything away apart from her voice and this really affected guitar sample that sounded like it was like really just like so broken, it was like missing parts of the signal, you know, really effective production there that almost made it sound like it was going wrong. And then that faded out to just her voice and it sounded like she was just like in a room. And I think that's something about like post-pop Kesha, is this rawness that she is really like, she finds it in her voice because her voice has always had that, but like she's using that to really tell something far darker and far more intimate and far more like revealing and kind of ugly, you know, but in an incredible way. That is so exciting to hear from somebody who has had such a journey like hers, you know. I associate Kesha with TikTok on the clock, you know, drunk party girl Kesha, which is obviously like the image that the industry had for her, and, you know, they made the most of that financially. And then she, you know, obviously went through this thing where she was like, I cannot do this, and obviously went through the abuse situation and was just like, I can't do this anymore, I need to break free. She did something totally different, but she's utilizing the powers that she has within her artistry to tell something much deeper, obviously, but also like very dramatic and very ugly. Yeah, and I'm very excited to see what she's going to put out there for this album, because those two songs that like very much unlike pretty much anything I've really heard before, and very much not what I was expecting from her, especially from like lead songs from of an album. You don't want to be changed like it changed me. So there's a sense of like heeding the warning, cautionary tale. I'd gotten used to being lost. I never felt like I belonged. Turns out my mama wasn't wrong. You said, don't ever eat the acid if you don't want to be changed like it changed me. So it's like what her mother's saying to her. You don't want to eat the acid. Could be... Oh, it could be drugs. Not sure why. It took me so long. But the most obvious thing is acid, like the hallucinogenic. So it could be about her dealings with party drugs and hallucinogenics, and in the way that they've changed her. You said all the edges got so jagged now. Everything you saw then can't be unseen. Last night I saw it all. Last night I talked to God. So it sounds like she's had an acid trip and she feels like she's seen the light, you know. I swear to God, I closed my eyes, I heard a voice inside my mind. The universe said, now it's your time, and told me everything's all right. I searched for answers all my life, dead in the dark. I saw a light, and I'm the one that I've been fighting the whole time. Hate has no place in the divine. So it almost seems like an acid trip that has like given her some sort of revelation. It's almost like the revelation is, I need to stop doing this shit. Like, I'm seeing that I've been in my own way the whole time. The only way I'm going to get better is to actually face those parts of myself, those kinds of revelations. But I think she's starting to remember actually maybe her mother and her relationship with drugs and alcohol, and thinking maybe, okay, actually no, I shouldn't have ever gone down this path in the first place. But there's a kind of weird counterpoint juxtaposition there. I'm not sure whether I've maybe hit on the nail on the head in terms of the lyric, but I think in general she seems to be telling like, I regret the way that my life has gone and I feel like I'm trapped by it now. But this song, weirdly enough, does seem to have some hope. So maybe that's where the rest of the album's going to go, is her trying to rediscover this hope and rediscover her voice after she's been gagged, you know. Oh God, this is so enticing. Very excited. That's actually so cool. Let me know if you're excited for Kesha then. Okay, here we are a few days later. Surprise new song from Billie. I thought I just had to add it in. This always happens whenever I do a catch-up video. Yes, I'm excited for Billie's stuff. Always am. I think she's great. So this new song, Hotline. What? It's only a minute long. Okay, maybe this isn't actually a song. Okay, let me just see. And I might just end up deleting this. Okay, it is a song. Ooh, I like it. Ooh. I love the layers. I love the rhythms. I love the textures. Is this like a tease of what's to come? Wow. She's like so drenched in reverb that you can't even hear what she's saying. Quickest reaction I've ever done. Yeah, I'll put it in anyway, I may as well. Like, it's very strange that like they've built up a lot of kind of beautiful sonic texture for something that's just a minute long. Very strange. Maybe it's like some sort of like hint about what's actually going to come. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what she's been saying. Let me know what's going on with this, because I was not expecting that. I was sitting down ready for a whole new song and then it was like, oh, it's only a minute long. Why am I reacting to this? But there you go. Maybe you'll get something out of it. Let's look at these lyrics. Okay. Let know when you needed my love. Call me on my cell phone. I know when that hotline blink. What? Could someone tell me what the fuck is going on with this? Anyway, so the lyrics are the lyrics to Hotline Bling. I really enjoyed the sound of it. Like, honestly, there was something about a mixture of like long reverby stuff with that kind of clunky rhythm that was really sending me off. Like, that kind of juxtaposition in texture was like really igniting something. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Hopefully it's got to go somewhere, right? I don't know. Lol. Anyway, yeah, so that's that. Back to previous Dan to end the video. Make sure to let me know in the comments if there's any other songs that I need to catch up on. If you want me to react to Kesha's new album, make sure to let me know in the comments as well. If you want to watch the last time I caught up on a bunch of new songs, you can watch it here. And if you want to check out my Dance Fever 4 reaction video, you can do here.